When did someone challenge you at something you were an expert at? I'm a professional skydiving instructor with over 3,000 jumps, and this rich kid tried to prove I was a fraud. I've been teaching skydiving for 12 years at the most reputable school in Colorado. One day, this 19-year-old kid walks in wearing designer everything, waving around a credit card his daddy gave him. He demanded to skip the basic training and go straight to advanced jumps because he'd played a lot of video games. When I refused, he pulled out his phone and showed me his social media. He had 2 million followers and made videos doing dangerous stunts. He threatened to post about how our school was refusing service to famous influencers unless we let him skip the basics. My boss, worried about bad publicity, asked me to give him a chance. The kid signed every waiver with a smirk, bragging about how he'd probably teach me some new tricks. He wouldn't stop talking about his parkour videos and how skydiving would be easy mode for someone like him. During the ground training, he kept interrupting me to explain how he'd seen it done differently on YouTube. When I tried to show him proper parachute handling, he rolled his eyes and said, "I've watched literally every skydiving video on the internet." The morning of his first jump, he showed up hungover. I told him we'd have to reschedule, but he threatened to sue us for discrimination. He live-streamed himself getting into the plane, telling his followers he was about to show this old instructor how it's really done. At 12,000 feet, everything went wrong. He ignored my instructions and jumped too early, nearly hitting the plane's tail. He started doing flips and spins, completely losing control. His body was tumbling wildly through the air while he screamed into his helmet camera. When it was time to pull his chute, he panicked. He couldn't find the handle because he'd ignored my lesson on proper body position. I had to dive down to him, dodging his flailing limbs, and pull his emergency chute myself with just seconds to spare. His main chute tangled because of his bad body position. He started spinning violently toward the ground. I could hear him crying through the radio as I shouted emergency instructions. He was dropping too fast, heading straight for the trees instead of the landing zone. I landed first and sprinted toward where he was falling. He hit the top of a pine tree at high speed. The impact was so hard it shattered 3 branches. His expensive camera flew off his helmet and exploded against a rock. When we got him down, he was shaking uncontrollably. His designer jumpsuit was shredded, and he'd lost control of his bladder from fear. The paramedics said he was lucky, just a broken arm and a concussion. If I hadn't pulled his emergency chute, we'd be having a very different conversation. 2 days later, he posted a heavily edited video claiming our equipment was faulty and I was incompetent. His millions of followers started flooding our social media with hate comments. Our booking numbers dropped by 60%. Then something unexpected happened. Other skydivers who'd seen the incident started posting the actual footage. His helmet camera had been live streaming the whole time, showing him ignoring safety instructions and me saving his life. His followers turned against him. People started sharing their own stories about his faked stunts and dangerous influence on young fans. 3 different skydiving schools came forward with similar stories about him trying to skip training. The final blow came when his father showed up at our school. Instead of threatening us with lawyers, he handed me a check for $50,000. "For saving my idiot son's life," he said. He'd canceled his son's credit cards and social media accounts after seeing the